What's up everybody? Today I'll be reviewing the Ring to Cage 16 ounce Deluxe MiM foam safety sparring gloves, training gloves if you want to call it. These gloves are a very nice glove overall, 100% genuine leather. It does come with the safety strap system, which is their version of a dual strap closure system. So you have two straps, one that locks your wrist in on the inside, and then the over strap that goes around to lock it up from the outside. So you have that, you place your hand inside the compartment, you put on the first strap, and then the other one goes over, really locking in your wrist. So I like that feature a lot as far as safety goes and keeping your wrist and everything lined up in, between your wrist and your fist. It's 100% genuine leather. It is an MiM foam, which is Ring to Cage's version of injected molded foam. So for those of you who know your foams, injected molded foam basically is like, as it's called, molded foam. It's more of a densely molded foam, so it's going to take a little bit of a breaking period compared to like a 2 or 3 layered foam that you would find on Winnings and some other gloves that it's a little bit more softer, has more broken feel. What people like about the injected molded foam, or the MiM should I say, is that it offers a lot, really good protection of your knuckles and your hand overall, because it takes the brunt of the impact if you're using it for heavy bag work. It really works well for heavy bag, mitt work, sparring. It's a very good overall good glove to use in that retrospect as far as padding goes for protection. So that's a really nice feature. The glove itself is a great glove. I've always been impressed by Ring to Cage's quality. And getting this in, you can really tell that it's constructed real well. Looking along the seams, you can always tell the craftsmanship of a glove by just the overall look of the glove and the seams, the stitching, the little details. The stitching's on point. Areas where a lot of cheaper gloves usually have leather that becomes loose or starts to fray, especially in this wrist area, everything looks solid. Along where the thumb attaches to the rest of the glove, the stitching looks real good. It does have an attached thumb. This attached thumb kind of goes all the way through, so it's not just like a little piece of leather. It's an actual entire piece that connects all the way from the knuckle to the front of the thumb where your index finger connects. So it has that little attached thumb. It does have some ventilation holes to let your hands breathe. It does have a nice grip bar on the front. Has a little bit of a writing on here, the evolution of fight gear. Right there as well. I do like the graphic print on it with Ring to Cage products. They're not too overly done. It kind of has a classy look to it. It just has their logo on the front and on the wrist, but it doesn't have any too crazy tacky logos on there. So I can appreciate that. What else about the aesthetics of it? Yeah, and it comes in great colors. It has this marine green color. I believe it comes in kind of like this tan caramel color, and it comes in a white, black, and red. So you have some different color options with that as well. And I know they offer these in several ounces. As far as glove weight goes, I've seen this particular glove, man, they come in a lot of weights. I think they go from all the way from like 12 ounce all the way to like 26, I think. I would have to look it up, but they have a very wide range of weights for everybody to use. So if you're a bigger dude that has bigger hands and needs heavier gloves, they have that. And if you're a smaller guy and you need something a little bit lighter, these are good for that too. So putting your hand into the glove, it's very comfortable. It has a pre-curved fist to it, so it doesn't feel like you really have to try hard to make a fist. So that's really nice having that in there. The thumb is pretty comfortable. I found that the thumb on this particular side on my left hand feels a little bit shorter than my right hand for whatever reason. It feels like my thumb kind of gets a little bit nubbed at the end. Not a big deal, but just something I noticed when I put my right hand on. It feels a lot more comfortable than my left hand. Not that the left hand feels bad, it's just a little bit more comfortable for the right. So the dual closure system is really nice. When you put the first strap over, you can really feel your wrist getting locked in, and then when you come over with the second strap, it goes in real good as well. So I really like that feature. When I've been using these mostly for heavy bag work, I've used them for mitt work as well. I haven't used these for sparring, but for the mitt work, and the heavy bag, it makes a nice good contact right onto the knuckles. Compare these to some of my other gloves like the C17s and some of the Winning gloves. The protection is excellent. When you make contact, you don't feel like you get a lot of pressure on your knuckles. You feel that you make contact, but it doesn't get sore knuckles and your wrist doesn't get sore. So for protection, these are really, really good. 10 out of 10 as far as protection goes. Making a fist is pretty effortless. These gloves I wouldn't recommend if you're using these for like Muay Thai or anything, because you can't really open your hand up very much because of the IMF, and that goes for any IMF glove. You're going to have typical kind of a hard time to open your hand up, and that's not only because the IMF is stiffer, but because of the attached thumb right here. It doesn't allow you to really open your hand up so you can par your shots. So that's another thing with these gloves as well. I believe that these go for about $89 on Ring to Cage. I'm sure you can find them through Ring to Cage or other suppliers. Definitely a nice glove. The quality is definitely on point. I would give these probably 9.5, 10 out of 10, or 10 out of 10. They're really nice gloves. High quality, better than some of the stuff I've seen at Tidal and Ringside. Definitely higher quality in that regards. The leather is a nice thick grain leather. One thing I also like to note that is the leather about these. One thing I like is how the leather is snug to the actual padding. Sometimes you'll notice that some gloves that you get, it just feels loose in certain areas, like the actual leather wasn't bound to the foam or to the padding properly. So you can actually kind of bunch the leather up. So if you grab your hand and you put it here, you'll be able to kind of bunch the leather together. With these, you feel that it's really snug to the padding, so it feels real nice and flush. So overall, these gloves are great, highly recommended. I would definitely invest in these gloves, and I know Ring to Cage does some discounts every now and then, depending on I think they did one for Labor Day, they do them for the holidays, so that's a good way to save some money too, is get them during the holiday season. But overall, a great glove. Definitely recommend these for a good overall training glove, especially if you have hand problems. The MiM phone would really help you out. So if you guys have any questions, hit me up.